Hi there everyone, this is Dr. Erin Bell and I just wanted to share some information with you regarding how to track changes and suggest edits and revisions to your peers in Microsoft Word. Now I'm using Microsoft Word for the PC. This is the 2016 version, so your version of Microsoft Word might look slightly different than mine, especially if you're on a Mac. I have a Mac as well, and there will be a Microsoft Word for Mac. But you will find these review tools in any version of Microsoft Word. It could just look a little bit different. So I'm actually in one of my own documents here. This is part of my dissertation, so it's quite a bit longer than the types of writing you may be doing in your undergraduate classes. And also, this is kind of in an MLA format. That's because I was studying under the umbrella of the Modern Language Association rather than APA. I'm writing about literature, so it makes sense that I'd be using MLA style as opposed to APA. So you'll notice some small differences in this document as well. So far I've gotten into the review button. So if you're in Word, you're going to kind of toggle around. You can go from File all the way down to Review. Review means we're reviewing the document. And the first tool that's quite easy to use is this Add New Comment. I've already done this up here in my title, but just to show you how this works, I might say maybe I want to actually be encouraging to myself. If I'm my peer, I'm going to say Review. I'm going to add a new comment. I'm going to say nice examples. Okay, great. It's always good to give people some positive feedback as well as what they need to fix, okay? So moving through, I might say, wow, this is kind of a run-on sentence. So I can say review, add new comment, make this more concise. That's a problem I sometimes have in my own writing. The other tool that we have in this track changes is, you can see right here, I want to mention two things about this, is that Microsoft Word, you can also go to review, and if you turn on the track changes function right here, which I've already turned on, anything that you add into the writer's text will show up in red highlighted font. Okay, so I added their own solemn interaction. Two issues with that. First and foremost, we are committed to bettering accessibility issues for all of our students. So this font is red. It may not show up to people who have red-green color blindness. So there are some more sophisticated settings for this that you can go in and kind of change the color of the font that shows up. But another neat thing you can do for all students is you can hit Reviewing Pane. And if you turn that on, what it does is it actually gives you a list of all the changes right here in black font. So that means everyone can read this, no matter if they can see red font or not. So I just want to mention that to you because I know we are very committed to fixing such accessibility issues for all of our students. So you might want to try that out as well. So I can kind of go through. Again, we're not going to look at this whole chapter because it is 25 pages. But now, what next? So one thing I want to mention is, while that this is a really super great tool, it can be very distracting to receive a final essay with these comments still in the document. It's actually kind of hard for a professor to read through these sometimes because we're trying to make additional comments, and if the student peer review editor has left comments, it just becomes a little bit cluttered. So you always want to make sure that before you send anything in, whether you have a friend read your letter of application to a job, or perhaps you are turning in an essay for a communications course or a composition course, remove all of these changes. So we go back up to review, and we can handle this a few different ways. Okay, so I can go into each of the comments right here, and this kind of can take long if you have a lot of comments, and I can actually delete different comments. So if I'm in the comment, I hit delete, and I can hit delete all comments in document. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Boom, they're gone. Thank you. It looks much more clear and easy to read. Now the second part of that is that we added in some of those textual comments. If you remember, in our reviewing pane, if we go to that reviewing pane, we added some words here, and it will show up in that red font, which again is kind of distracting for me. So what I usually do for this is you have to go through and check what your peer has told you to do. You don't always have to agree with every editing comment that a peer tells you to do. I've had this in my own work where I say, well, I see where you're coming from, but I actually really want to keep this section in. So you don't have to accept all of the changes your peer suggests to you. Think about them. See if they make sense for what you want to do. But you can go right here and hit accept this change, and then it's going to move me to the next one. Oh yeah, I really like that. Accept to move next. I can also hit this. I can say accept all changes and stop tracking. So what that does is it takes out all of the comments in this document, making it clean and fresh and easy for your professor to read. So all in all, this is a really awesome tool, but it's just nice to know how it works and how to use it. You can also, if you want, go up here just to make sure everything is gone, just hit no markup. And again, your document will be clean and fresh and looking great. You want to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward when you're turning in a final essay, so be sure to remove all changes and comments before you turn in that final draft. I hope this is helpful and have a great day.